I am so excited for this video because this is my 2024 Notion board tour template, all of that stuff. So today I'm sharing with you guys the Notion template that I will be using throughout the year of 2024 to achieve my goals, set myself up for success, stay on top of my daily habits, to keep track of my tasks, and all of that sort of thing. I will have this template linked down below so that you can use this exact template, and at the end of the video I will also be sharing some of the more like complicated things that I did to create this template. That way you guys can also create your own if you don't want to use this one specifically. So I have used Notion for a very long time. There have been times where I've really consistently used it. There's been times that I've dropped off on using it, but I did previously create a video on a Notion template, but this is a new and updated one. I'll have that video linked down below along with the template. If you're interested in a more aesthetic template, that's probably the one for you. If you are interested in a mostly functional and productive template, this one is going to be a little bit more that. Okay, so when you very first come onto my template, you will see the Life Hub, and this is where most of the action happens. I have my vision board up at the top here as the cover photo. I have a little quote here that says, "Don't forget the life you've promised yourself." I literally just saw that quote on Instagram and added it. I'll probably update it several different times just for whatever is inspiring me. And then I have my links over here on the side, which will go into a little bit more depth in a little bit, and my goal progress on various like statistical goals. So like if I have a numerical goal, that's where this lives. I have a little Spotify playlist with my favorite background music playlist. And then in the main section here, I have my tasks hub, and this is where all of my tasks, all of my to-dos, all of that kind of thing lives. And then I have a daily habits hub and a weekly habits hub. So these are the things that I want to do every single day, and these are the things I want to do every single week. And then I also have a monthly tasks list of all the things that I want to get done throughout the month, which is separate from like my monthly reset list. These are like during the month things. And then I also just have my vision board living here as well, so I can see it and look at it in a little bit more of a full version than what you see on the cover photo. Diving into these things a little bit more, I'm going to start with the task hub. I actually did set up the task hub and daily and weekly habits hub based on a creator here on YouTube by the name of Productive Dude. His templates are a million times better than mine, but you do have to purchase them. What I have here is like the very dumbed down, unsophisticated version of his major template called the Productive Brain. I actually purchased his template and it is literally the best Notion template you can find. It categorizes like everything that you could possibly think or have to do or have habits for into one place. So definitely go and check out his videos and his template if you're interested in something that's a little bit more functional than even this is. Just wanted to give him a shout out. But essentially here in my tasks hub, I have what's happening this week. I have my task. I have if it's incomplete or snoozed for right now or completed. I have the action date on which I'm going to actually do the thing. So this thing I'm hoping to get done today. And then I have the due date, which for this particular task is tomorrow. And then I also have the associated goals. So for this one, I have two kind of goals that are tied into why I'm doing that particular task. And I really like having that because it keeps me focused on why am I doing the tasks that I am doing? Are they related to goals that I have in my life? And if they're not, then it makes me think about like, well, why am I doing this thing? So I love that. And then you can like click on the goal and it will pull up, you know, any information that you have related to that goal. So I really, really like that. And then I also have a month view. I don't have a whole lot on this template right now because I wanted to share it with you guys and I didn't want you to see like everything that I have, and I just like finished completing this, so I haven't used a ton yet either. And then there's also a past to do section. That way if there's anything that I didn't end up doing when I said that I would do it or when it was due, I can then reschedule it. So that's kind of my task hub. It's pretty easy to set up something like this. You essentially just create a database and then you can create the different views based on when that is due or when the action date is. And then the daily habits, the setup for this is a little bit more complicated, so I'll get into that for a second, but essentially This will pull every single day. It will pull a new day and it will have you check off for the task for that day every single day, and it automatically propagates that. You don't have to do anything once you've set it up, and it will save all of that information. So one of the things that I don't like about a lot of daily habits Notion templates is that when you check it off, it doesn't save that information unless you, like, I don't know, have some kind of really big database that like saves all of that, which this is a really big database, but because I have the filters set up on it, it only shows me the past 28 days, the past 7 days, and today. But if I do want to take a look at all of the days that I have in here, I can do that. Again, I did just set this up, so this is only showing the rest of the year for me. And once the year is over, I will go ahead and pull up like another year. And I will walk you guys through how to do that. It is fairly simple, but you do have to use a third-party site. And then I just have a list of monthly tasks that goes without really any explanation. You literally just make a to-do list and check them off. This is another thing that I really, really like. I took like so much time trying to figure out a really aesthetic way to present numerical goals and like a progress bar. I really, really wanted it to look more aesthetic than this, but this is the only way that I could figure out how to do this. I really wanted it to look more like, if you guys are like in the Notion world a lot, you know the like life tracker things, which shows what % of the year you have left, what % of the day you have left, and what % of your life you have left. I do not like that because that gives me extreme anxiety, but I really wanted something that looked like that, and I couldn't find anything. So this is my workaround for that. The way I have this set up is each of these numerical goals, I have the status bar. I used a formula to set this up, so it's just the followers divided by the goal that I have, or like the money or whatever. And then you have to multiply it 100 by 100 and then divide it by 100. Otherwise the percentage just shows up weird. So that's the formula that I use to get these progress bars. Essentially the number that you currently have divided by the number that you want to have times 100, put that in parentheses and then divide it by 100 and it'll show up as a % like this. And in order to get that to work, I obviously have to put in the followers that I currently have and the goal as different database sheets. And then I have this set up as a board so that I can see all of these bubbles nicely. That's what it looks like. I do really like being able to visually see my progress. And then this, if you just go to Spotify and like click the little 3-dot bar on any playlist, you can copy the link and then just paste it into Notion and then hit embed like link or whatever it is, and it will pull up a playlist. So you can do this with any playlist. And I just love like having this so I can play music whenever I want. So that is kind of the setup for the main page. Now I'm going to talk about the links here. So one of the things I really love about this template and a new feature that Notion has recently implemented is the buttons option. So buttons essentially allow you to have a button that you click and it does different tasks. This, if I hit the task button, it will pull up a new task that will then go into my task hub, so my task database. I can have a to-do on here and it is incomplete right now, and the action date, I'm gonna do this tomorrow. The associated goal is, we'll say, sign a 4-figure brand deal. And the due date is gonna be, we'll say, Friday. So if I don't get it done tomorrow, I at least have to get it done by Friday. And then it shows up right here on this week. So I know that I have to do this on the 5th, but then I can see the goal that is associated with that, and it automatically creates the to-do. And if I just want to do this real quick, if I am like, oh my god, I need to remember to do that, I can just write this down. It will like save it in the database, and then I can go and populate the information after that. Love that. And then I have the same thing for content ideas. So I have a content planning hub, which I'll show you guys in a little bit. I can put my idea here. I can put the platform that's associated with, let's make it a YouTube video. And then I will usually just leave it as brainstorming until I have time to go in and flesh it out. And then in my content In my content planning hub, I can go ahead and click on YouTube, and I have my idea right here, so then I can go in and I can flesh it out a little bit more. It's just so easy because I very frequently will have ideas and I don't want to have to take the time to pull up my whole Notion template, work through everything, like work through finding the right database to put it in, all of that, and having those buttons literally just saves me from losing ideas or tasks that I need to get done. And I love it. It's amazing. So I will go ahead and show you guys my content planning hub as well. This is super simple. It's literally just a database that I have sorted out into Lemonade posts, YouTube videos, and then short form content. And then I just have what platform they're posted on and then the status of them. So if I'm brainstorming them, and then scheduled, captured, submitted, posted, all of those kinds of things. So that's super simple, very, very basic, but it's a lifesaver. And then my planning hub, this I still have a little bit more I would like to flesh out with this, but I do have my 2024 goals in here. I have the systems that I am planning to use in order to achieve those goals. So for something like sign a 4-figure brand deal, I have reach out to 10 brands monthly, spend 1 hour weekly researching brands. And then I have the goal type. So if it's like an end goal, so sign a 4-figure brand deal is like, once I sign a 4-figure brand deal, that goal is done, like it's complete. But things like spend time with my mom once a month is something that is a habit. So that's something, you know, I will do repeatedly and there is no end date for that. And then something like make at least $3,000 per month is a multi-step process. So that's obviously like a big overarching goal. And then I also have my monthly reflections page linked on my planning section. And this is just where I do my monthly reflections. Once I've done that, I'll go ahead and save it here. So I have September, October, and November saved here. And then I also have my weekly reset routine, which I'm currently working on finishing. I just have a few things listed here for that, but I am going to continue to flesh that out a little bit more. Like my monthly reset routine, this one is pretty fleshed out. I worked through this with you guys in a recent video, and I'm really happy with the way that it turned out and kind of my strategy towards monthly resets. And then we have my 2024 goals. This is basically what is listed in my database, but this is just kind of broken down and written out a little bit more, like kind of specific earning goals and all of that kind of thing. I also have my word of the year, which is effort, which may seem like kind of a weird word of the year, but I've talked about this with you guys. My goal is to put in 100% effort into everything that I am doing, and that includes resting, relationships, and all of those kind of things that aren't necessarily goals and careers and that kind of thing, but it's just to put in effort in everything that I am doing. And then just real quick, my reading list, this needs updated. I'm currently reading Outlander. I read The Third Door like 2 or 3 months ago, and I've read probably 10 books since then, so it really needs updated. Then I have my shopping list, and this is just what I go through every single week to plan what we're going to buy. We plan out our meals on a little whiteboard we have in the kitchen. And then I come through and check off anything that we would need, and I have this sorted so that it's things that are unchecked. So when I uncheck something, like say we need pizza cheese, I can show up at the store, click to buy, and it will show me that. And once it's checked off, it'll go back to the just unchecked list. And that leads me into creating the back end side of the habits hub. So essentially how you create one of these is the first thing that you are going to do is you are going to create a new database. So we're going to come here and we're going to click on table view and we're going to create a new database. I'm going to go ahead and I'll open this up separately. And we're gonna put weeks. So I'm gonna show you guys how to create the weeks database. So let's actually change this to weekly habits. And then for this one, I'm going to put the week. I'm just gonna leave that as a text property. And then we're gonna come here and we're going to create a date property. And this is going to be the date. And then you're going to create a to-do. So a checkbox, and then you're going to rename that checkbox with whatever habit you have for that week or that day. So let's say weekly we wash our sheets. And then you are going to go to datepop.com. I want this to pull for all of 2024. So I'm setting up my 2024 habits database right now. So for all of next year, and I want this to do every week, and I want the start date of the week to be on Sunday. Then you're gonna go on to selecting the page you want it to pull from. I want it to pull from weekly habits. You might have to search for whatever you named your page, but we'll just allow access to that. And then we're going to tell the program how we would like it to present. So we have our date property, and I would like this to say week 1. So it'll go all the way week 1, week 2, week 3, all the way to week 52. Then once you do that, you can go back to your database, and it's gonna take a little while, but it will eventually pull up all of the weeks of the year. While that is loading, okay, so obviously I do not want to see all 52 weeks of the year all at once. So I'm gonna go ahead and filter this and say that I only want to see the next 3 months, just to show you guys. And you can see here that it pulls up every single date, and then you can say that you washed the sheets this day, this day, this day, all through the weeks of the year, and then you can keep track of your weekly habits. And that is pretty much my Notion template. If you guys do have any questions or anything, please make sure that you comment them down below and I can answer them. Hopefully you guys found this helpful. I know that this is not the most aesthetic Notion template out there. That was not my goal this year. It was simply to make something that was functional, that was going to work for me, and that really supported my goals. Again, this template is not done because I was just too excited to share it with you guys. So I'm still going to be fleshing out my planning section a little bit more and just kind of, I don't know, adding more things that are even more functional for me. But overall, that is my template. Again, it will be linked down below, and any major updates that I make to it, I will make sure are updated in the template, so you can come back to the template at any time if I do have any updates, and of course I'll share them with you guys in future videos and whatnot. If you are not on Notion, you seriously need to be, if you like planning or if you're looking for a new way to plan. It is so beneficial, and I love just having the data of all of the habits that I have, and just being able to look back on tasks that I've completed, because on my task list it actually will save the tasks that I have completed, so I can look back and see everything that I've completed in the past month, year, whatever. So I'm so excited to start using this. I already have started using it, but especially moving into the new year, I'm so excited for this to just really help me achieve the goals that I have for myself in 2024. If there's any other content you would like to see based on planning and prepping for a new year or setting goals or anything, please let me know. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next one.